Welcome to the Berks County Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm here with Bobby Newtown. Thank you for being here.
It's my pleasure. I'm glad to be here.
So you have an incredibly rich history as a musician here in Berks County,
Yes.
and maybe even beyond. I don't really know too much about your history, but I guess we'll learn about it. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got started?
Well, actually, I got started in church.
Hmm.
Church called St. John Baptist Church down on the south side of Reading.
Mm-hmm.
I sang in a spiritual group called the Crowns of Israel.
Wow.
And it was like 5 other guys, and we sang all a cappella.
Mm.
And we would go around to different churches on Sundays and do spiritual programs. I had the opportunity to perform at the Met in Philadelphia, Broad and Popular Street, with such notables as Sam Cooke with the Soul Stirrers, the 5 Blind Boys of Alabama, Swan Nightingales, Dixie Hummingbirds, Swan Silvertones, and a host of others. And that stage is very, very large. It looks like you could roller skate there, so big. Yeah, it's down in Philadelphia. I don't think they have that anymore. Yes.
So that's where you got your start.
Yes.
You've played all around Berks County. Have you played outside of Berks County as well? You've traveled quite a bit. I know you
I've
just
played throughout the United States and abroad.
Wow. Where abroad have you played?
Well, I played in Aruba, San Juan, Puerto Rico, Montreal, Canada, and Nova Scotia. Plus, I played a lot of Army and Navy Air Force installations throughout the United States, from Andrews Air Force Base, where the president takes off a lot, as far as Minot, North Dakota, out that way. The New London Groton submarine base in Connecticut. Fort Griffith Air Force Base, Fort Dix, New London, Connecticut. Quite a few throughout the United States.
You also played here in Reading.
Oh yeah, I played here a lot.
Sam was telling us, Sam Tellerico, we just interviewed him, and he was telling us about a club on the south side of Reading that he played at quite a bit.
Stu's Cave?
No, that wasn't the name of it. I can't, now the name of it is...
The Grand Hotel?
The Grand Hotel. That's what it was.
Oh, that's a very notable place. A lot of musicians.
Did you play there?
Oh yes, I played there a lot.
Do you have any stories from when you played there?
Well, there were a few, I played there a couple of times and fights broke out. People were throwing beer bottles and stuff. Luckily, they never threw one up on the stage, but which was great. But I enjoyed playing there because the people were so in tune to what the music was about, and they were having a great time. But every now and then you get a bad egg that would come in and throw a bottle or argue about something, But most of the time when this incident would occur, the ownership, they would tell you, don't stop playing, keep playing, because that, keep the people's mind on what's going on, yes.
How did you transition from singing in church to kind of your musical career?
Well, if you really go back and check the history, most musicians, especially a lot of black musicians, did start in the church. Like Wilson Pickett, or Sam Cooke, and James Brown, a lot of them, Aretha Franklin, they all started in church initially. But then I crossed over to singing. I used to go to a club in Reading called the Melody Bar, and one particular evening I asked the musician, could I sit in with the band? And I sat in with the band. And the name of the group is called King Twig. And I sat in with the band, and they really, really appreciated me. And about a week later, they gave me a call and asked me if I wanted to join the band. That was the first band that I ever actually joined, King Twig. Yes.
What kind of music were you playing then?
Well, they were playing rock and roll. Yeah. They had a guy in the band called PT at the time. It was called Mr. Party Time. And he was a very good dancer. He sang well, and did a lot of jumping around on the stage, you know, so
Sure.
I had a tough act to follow.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
What instrument do you play?
Well, I play a little flute and alto saxophone. Yes. I'm sort of self-taught with the instruments, but
When did you start playing saxophone?
I started playing like 1992, somewhere around there, yes. Yeah, self-taught. I'm not the greatest saxophonist, but I can hold my own.
So singing really is your
Forte.
your forte there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
What kind of groups influenced your music?
Like I said, Sam Cooke, James Brown, Wilson Pickett, Otis Redding, the Delphonics, the Shy Lights, a lot of different bands like that. The Delphonics, yeah. I don't limit myself to just one style of music. I like all kinds of music. You know, like I even like opera. I don't sing, or I never did try to sing hard rock. I don't dislike it. Like I say, I like all kinds of music. Yes. What was that guy's name from Italy that used to sing? A big Romish guy sang opera. Is it Segovia? Well, he had this big booming operatic voice, which I really, really adored. He was really fantastic. He was really big and he hit them high notes.
Huh.
You know, tenor. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about how your career kind of transitioned over the years?
Well, one time there was a guy in Reading that had a band. I forget his name off the top of my head. He had a great band, and one day I saw him and he said, Bobby said, there's a person down in Philadelphia, they're looking for someone to sing this song called There's an Island. And I recommend your name and I'll give you the number. So I called this person up and they told me to come down like for an audition. And I went down there. I was at the Sigma Studios in Philadelphia, which recorded a lot of top flight artists. And I auditioned for the song, and they right away they accepted me to do it, which I did record on Atlantic Records. The name of the song was called There's an Island. It did quite well in a few parts of the country. But at the time that I was signed with Atlantic, they were doing a shuffle with a lot of other musicians. At the time, Aretha Franklin was there and Wilson Pickett was there, and there were some of their main artists that were really doing well. So I came in like under the cover of that situation, and like I said, it was changing a lot of the promotional people. So when my record came out, it didn't get the full-fledged promotion that it should have gotten. Because they were going to release it in England, because at that particular time, reggae, it was really popular, and that was the name of the song. It was called There's an Island, but it was a reggae. And that was real popular in England. Instead, they were going to release it there, but somehow it got lost in the shuffle. Then shortly after that, I had a couple more records with them, and I recorded for Jesse James, who had two artists that were really prominent. We had the fantastic Johnny C., who had a hit called Boogaloo Down Broadway. Then he had Cliff Nobles, who made the song called The Horse that was popular. I recorded a couple records on his label. And shortly after that, I went with Mercury Records, and I recorded for them a song called Do the Whip, which I appeared on a TV show with High Lit a couple times, and also on Georgie Wood's TV show in Philadelphia, and I performed on a show, I forget the name of it, I think it was called Too Young, in Ohio, along with Stevie Wonder. We were on the show at the same time, which was really nice. I got a chance to meet him, and and then I performed in Montreal on a TV show, and I performed at the Kyle Auditorium in Connecticut, in Richmond, Virginia, with Stevie Wonder and a few other artists.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been around the horn a bit.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite memory that just stands out that was maybe...
Favorite memory? Not really. All of them are really good. And like I said, the one memorable one is, like I said, when we were at the Grand and people came up and they were throwing bombs. I remember that very vividly. Yes.
What was it like playing in Reading?
Well, at that particular time when I was playing and other musicians, it was really a lot of fun. We played at the Stew's Keg, the Melody Bar, a place on Cherry Street called we used to play the Melody Bar from 9:20 till 2 in the morning, and we play on Cherry Street at this club from 2 till 6 in the morning.
Wow.
And they used to have a lot of people coming there that used to play cards down in the basement. Yeah. It was nice. Yeah, we used to watch the sun come up.
Some late nights.
Yeah, and also on 4th Street we used to play there, a place called the Fifth Ward. The music would start there like around 12:30 at night, and go till daylight when people coming out of the club. The sun would be coming up. Yeah.
You've recorded some of your music over the years.
Yes.
Did you work with any of the recording studios locally in Reading, or?
Yeah, I did some stuff at the gentleman's studio. He didn't have a name. It was called. His name was with Wes Fisher, Shorty Long, and I did an ID for the station in Pottstown for Shorty Long when he was broadcasting there on WPAZ. So I went down there and I did an ID for the station. You know. You know what that is?
I don't know what that is.
Well, it's like when you listen to radio and then someone comes on and say you're listening to so and so. But then they wanted me to like sing it. You know. It was something like, "You never heard it so good as you do on WPAC."
Wow.
They would play that, you know, like for ID, station identification. Yeah. Yeah, I did a lot of work with Shorty Long when he had his ranch down there on 422. I used to go down there at the park and see the different performers, the country and western singers. And basically that's how I really learned how to yodel. I learned how to yodel by going down to the Santa Fe Ranch and watching Shorty Long and Dolly Dimples performing down there.
Interesting.
So I said, I'm going to learn how to do that. So when I perform now, I do it in my show. And I really get the people off guard because I tell them I'm going to, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do something now that I'm the only black man in the world in the States that can do this. And I said, what I'm about to do took me a lot of time and years to perfect. I said, I'm going to yodel for you. And they said, oh. So I would say, well, listen, in the event that I don't do it well, I like to get my applause up front. So they would all clap, give me a big hand. So we did it to the song Irene Goodnight. Everybody knows that, Irene Goodnight. So I would sing like the first verse, and then I'd get them to sing. And then I said, okay, I'm going to do it now. So come around for me to yodel, I would start the yodel, but I'd make a big blunder like I couldn't do it. And they said, So I said, I need a drink. So I go to the table and I get a drink of water or something. Then I said, okay, now I'm going to do it. And then I would do it then, and they would give me like a standing ovation. I do that quite a bit in my shows.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh. Yodeling. Do you think you yodel for us right now?
Not too good. It's too early.
A little early in
Yeah,
the
it's
morning
too
for
early, yeah.
a yodel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to warm up for that probably.
It's hard singing when you first get out of bed, Because musician, we live backwards. We are up all night and sleep most of the
Sure.
day.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're still performing today. Is that, or, currently? Is that
Oh, yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I play in the area and out of the area. I play the Beverly Hills Tavern quite a
Oh,
bit.
neat.
Chef Allen's, so I'm going to be performing there on the 3rd of November. And I do weddings and private parties and stuff like that. And carnivals and divorces, we do them sometime too.
Get out.
Yeah. Sometimes a man and a woman, when they're happy to check the other one out.
A little divorce party.
Yeah, we do those occasionally.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. The one thing I enjoyed about actually playing music is the traveling. You get a chance to travel a lot and you meet people of all cultures, and the things you learn by being a musician and traveling throughout the country in different places. You learn a lot of things that you would never learn in a book or in school. People have different cultures as far as food, the way they talk. I love playing in Montreal. I learned to speak a little French up there, which in Paris they don't call that real French. It's what the Canadians speak. And but they always teach you the worst things when you're trying to learn a language. They teach you the bad words, stuff like that. Yeah, like the song that Patti LaBelle recorded, "Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?" That's a French saying, and that particular saying is, "Can I go to bed with you?" Yeah, that's in French. But I really like the way the people talk in Boston. We go in a restaurant. They used to order coffee. You say, "Could I have a cup of coffee?" You want a cup of coffee? How would you like it? Would you like it with sugar, or would you like it dark? Yeah, pack the car and have it, yeah. Yeah, I really love the traveling around the various cities and people with different way they talk and the way they tell themselves.
Yeah.
But Boston was really funny. In fact, I was playing in Boston one time, and I don't recall exactly what year it was, but we were back at the hotel, and every light in the city went out. Like it was a bomb situation, but something happened to the grid, I guess, and we had no lights and no kind of electricity for hours, all night, and everybody was scared.
I bet. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that real vividly. And there were times we would travel on the road. I'm sure all musicians can attest to this. You're driving and you're going to a gig, and you're running into bad weather, snow and stuff like that. And a lot of times we just got to the job just in time to set up the equipment and start to play because of the weather or traffic accident, or you parked in a lot of cars and stuff and can't move. Those are the things that a lot of musicians go through. But when you get on stage, your audience, they don't want to hear that. They just want to hear you play and sing. Do what you're going to do.
Sure.
Yeah. It's been many times I've been on stage, and I'm sure a lot of other musicians can attest to this also, that you going on stage, you entertain when you had a problem. You may have had a death in your family, but you still go on. You abide by that situation. The show must go on.
Sure.
You still do it under all types of circumstances. Yeah. Yes, I love it. I love making people happy and making people smile, just like you're smiling now.
Yeah.
Yes. He's smiling too. Very good.
The life of an entertainer.
Yes.
Was that your main career as a musician and an entertainer?
No, I've done all kinds of work. I've worked at the Reading Hospital as an orderly years ago. I worked at the steel mills. I worked at Dana Corporation as a welder. I worked at the Crystal Restaurant when it was open as a cook.
Uh-huh.
I worked at the Abraham Lincoln as
Okay.
a cook.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm very good in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a lot of women run away from me. I cook so good. I can burn. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Why does that make them run? You don't think that? I think that would make them stay.
Well, I mean, they make them run because they can't compete, you know. Yes.
Yeah.
I taught a lot of ladies how to cook, you know, good food.
Yeah.
Because I like to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. The only thing I can't cook is Polish food, but I like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some good Polish food in the city.
Oh, yeah.
You can get.
I like Chinese food, too.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they don't put too much of that MSG in it. I went to one restaurant, I won't mention the name, but I went there one day and they put so much of that stuff in the food. When I got out of there and got home, I could not stay awake. I was like somebody drugged me. I hit the bed and I was out for hours. I said, I'm not going back to that place again. Mm-mm. I won't mention their name because I don't want to give them bad publicity.
Mm-hmm.
But you know who you are. Yes, indeed. So when I go now and say, no MSG.
Mm-hmm. Mm. So do you have any advice for somebody that's looking to become a musician or looking to start a career in music?
Well, the only thing I can say is that you have to be dedicated, and it's a lot of work involved. You gotta practice a lot, and you really got to stay focused on what you're trying to do. And if you want to be competitive, you got to try to be competitive with your other people that are performing, so that you can work alongside of them or with them or whatever. Yes. It's not an easy task to be in show business. It's quite hard, you know. It's like I say, you have a lot of problems when you go into different gigs, and you have a lot of problems where sometimes when you finish a job, you might not get paid because of certain situations, and a lot of things happen, you know. But I would advise a person just to be dedicated, practice. If it's an instrument, you practice that, because an instrument won't play by itself. You can buy an instrument, it can be beautiful and sit in the corner. It'll just sit there and look at you. You got to pick it up and practice and play it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the more you practice, the more you play it, the better off you'll be.
Do you practice a lot?
Yeah, but like about twice a week. Yeah. Yeah, with my band, we practice about twice a week. And I have some very good musicians in my group. I have George Williams, who's a very fabulous guitarist. I have on drums, is Frankie Love from Philadelphia. He's a very good drummer. And I have a very good bass player by the name of Rodney, but we call him Chili. He performed with the Platters for a few years. Yeah.
Wow.
The group that did Only You. So that's my group, and they're all good musicians. It's just the four of us, like the Beatles, but we make good music because we play as a unit, you know. It doesn't really matter how many musicians you have in your band. It's what they play collectively together. You can have a big band if they're all going in different directions. You don't have nothing.
Sure.
But if you have 2, 3, or 4, if they're playing in unison, the band is tight. Look at the Beatles; they only had 4, and they took over the world momentarily. 4 guys. Yes. Yes, indeed.
Well, thank you so much, Bobby, for sharing all of your wisdom and your experience with us.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate this $1,000 you gave me today. Thank you so much. That's going to make a lot of other people mad. I'm only joking.
Well, that's all we have for today, and we really appreciate you coming in.
Well, I enjoyed every minute.
And you can probably see Bobby playing around town, right? You're still playing around Reading?
Yes, we'll be, like I said, at Chef Allen's on the 3rd of November from 7:30 till 10:30.
Great.
They have great food there. People like to eat. Come on by and say hello. You're invited too. I'll buy your first drink.
Thank you.